So for the past month or so, I've been using and abusing this tripod. This is from Colorado Tripod Company. This is the Centennial tripod, and I've got it paired with the medium-sized Highline ball head with the lever lock. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you what I like and don't like about this tripod. Before we jump into today's video, I want to remind you that this is not a paid or sponsored review. I don't do paid or sponsored reviews. In fact, I give away all of the gear that I review on this channel to you guys. So if one of you would like to win this tripod, stick around to the end of the video and I'll explain how this could be yours. So I think the first thing to mention is price, of course. This tripod comes in much more affordable than a lot of the other tripods I review. And having said that, it's held up quite well. One of the other things that I really like about this tripod, if you can see this here, is the leg lock mechanism. So you depress the lever with your thumb, raise it up, and then as I lower it, it ratchets. I'm a big fan of ratcheting apex locks because it allows you to get your leg into position quickly without having to push it down into place. You know, there are some tripods that are much more expensive than this. I'm thinking of like Pro Media gear and Enduro tripods that you actually have to push back down into place. I really like it when they will just quickly ratchet down into place when you get to the desired leg angle. So the next thing that I both like and dislike is the fact that normally it comes with a center column. I despise center columns. All you really do is, ruin the stability of the tripod by having that center column there. But what is cool is that you can remove it on this tripod. I appreciate the fact that you can remove it, but unfortunately, it gives you this kind of, 2 inches of useless nothing on top of the apex, which I wish was just like a nice flat area where, we could just forget that a center column ever existed. But I do like the fact that you can remove it. I just wish it didn't come with it at all. So this is the Mark II version, I believe, of this particular tripod. One of the key differences are these twist locks. So this is a twist lock tripod. You can grab all 3 of them, extend it out, appreciate the amount of sea salt and sand that you get stuck in there. I need to clean it. But the twist locks do have a really nice ergonomic feel. You can get a lot of traction on them, but the downside, the thing that I don't like, is the fact that they have this rubber out exterior. The problem with that is that I find that if you've ever been shooting in a very wet situation, shooting seascapes, and you get the tube of the leg wet, kind of like it is right now, once you get that wet, it takes a tremendous amount of force to lock it down, and after a while, rubber twist locks will actually come unglued from the aluminum underneath. I actually prefer, even though it doesn't feel as nice on my hand, to just have a metal twist lock. That way there's nothing to go wrong. Having said that, if you shoot in dry conditions most of the time, it's not going to affect you, but I do have one of these twist locks that has already came unglued from the aluminum beneath. Feels nice on the hand, but I wish that it wasn't rubber. So if we talk about the bottom of the feet, they have typically, I don't have them on right now because I think I lost them, but they have a rubber foot that comes on, and then when you unscrew the rubber foot, it reveals these metal spikes underneath. It's a nice touch because you always have a metal spike available to you if you need it. Again, shooting on a beach like I often do, it's really nice to just be able to twist those off and have them underneath. But what I don't like is how short and stubby these spikes are. They're, when it comes to spikes, size kind of matters. These are a little bit just too short and stubby for my particular taste. They do get the job done. I like that they're built in. There's nothing to buy extra or anything. You always have them if you want them. I just wish that they were a bit longer and a bit more aggressive. Another point I'd like to make about the tripod is that it is very nice and light. I love the amount of material that they've been able to shave off of this tripod to keep it nice and lightweight. It's a nice lightweight hiking option if you're somebody that hikes a lot, and isn't just operating 15 feet from the car. This is a great tripod for that use. Having said that, it is not the tallest tripod in the world. I'm 5'9". That kind of gives you a sense of how tall it is. It's not the tallest tripod in the world, but I feel like it's probably tall enough for most applications, especially because it has that benefit of being a nice lightweight hiking option. So I mentioned that I have this paired right now with the medium-sized Highline ball head. I found this particular size to be really, really nice, especially for this kind of more lightweight setup. It comes in at only, which if you compare it to like a BH40 or something like that, it's actually quite a bit lighter, and I find that it locks down nice and tight with minimal force. So the knobs on this ball head are all aluminum. There's no rubber sleeve around the outside. I wish that they would have done that with the tripod itself. That way, you know, there's nothing to go wrong again. And I also have this paired with their lever lock, which is cool because I love lever locks when they work right. When they don't work right, they have a tendency to kill cameras. I've had some bad experiences. I won't mention any names. But for the most part, this lever lock system has worked pretty well for me. You can see that it's got this little lever that you have to push in and then it will release. It's also got this little dial here so you can dial in the exact tension that you want, because some plates are a little bit different sized than others. And you can see that with all these cutouts, they've really tried to save weight on this top plate as well. That keeps this combination really nice and light. And I've found myself using it anytime that I have a hike to do, or I just don't want to pack my Big Daddy tripod. So as far as negatives, I don't have a lot to say bad about this tripod or the ball head, really. I mean, I wish they didn't have a center column. I love the price, I love the weight, I like the leg lock mechanisms. It's held up pretty well so far. It's in need of good cleaning thus far. I wish that the spikes were a bit longer than they are. If they're going to be built in, you know, I want the spikes under there to be well endowed. Also, another little quibble that I had was that shortly after starting to use the tripod, the legs started to get pretty floppy pretty fast. Like, I've already had to adjust them once, and it's kind of in need of a adjustment again. Would I recommend this tripod to someone that doesn't want to spend $600 to $700 on arguably a better tripod? Yes, absolutely. I think this is my #1 recommendation for anyone operating on a budget. If you don't want to shell that big money for a better tripod, this is the best tripod that I can recommend under $400. It is light, it's held up really well, and yeah, gets my Nick Page seal of approval. Hopefully this video has been useful, and like all gear that I review on this channel, I'm giving this away to you guys. So if you guys want to be the recipient of this beautiful little tripod, leave a comment down below. You have to ring the bell, make sure you're subscribed, and let me know what your current tripod setup is. And in a couple weeks, we'll pick the winner from the comments section down below. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video.